My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Arakair Galajerthan, the current head of Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer to continue on as the remnants of Angmar, in what will be a quite decisive victory, if it's a victory, and will be an absolutely catastrophic loss, if it's a loss. Well, not necessarily, because we can run away, so the end of the generals will survive, one hopes. But we are charged with the destruction of Arbellis. Now, Arbellis outranges, outclasses, and outdoes us, despite being 4 times smaller than our force. So we're going to have to use our generals, and that's about it, because we don't have any cavalry to hunt down his archers. We don't beat him on the archer front, so we are well and truly outmatched. Now, no modding information for you whatsoever, I'm afraid, except for the Heroes video, which normally goes up, which would have gone up yesterday. Obviously didn't go up, and that will likely go up sometime this week, if not next Sunday. But then I'm also going to drop my videos down to 5 a week, and I'm going to stick by that this time, unless I get some unfound inspiration from somewhere. But it I want to continue enjoying doing YouTube, and unfortunately, with my much busier schedule now, I'm currently working further away from my home than I was before. I'm awaiting the outcome of this job, and if I do get this job, that will again increase the amount of time that it digs into in the evenings for me. And unfortunately, those things just take precedent over the YouTube videos. So, and I still want to enjoy YouTube, so I'm trying to strike up a work YouTube balance, if you will. So, for the meantime, those things, YouTube will just be lessened. So, fair warning for that. So I will do the other half of that Heroes video, and I'll probably record it sometime this week and put it up either Thursday or... Oh no, because all I've got is Monday night to record. I'm busy on Tuesday and Wednesday evenings. Tuesday I have to already sneak time out of my time with Little Blue Ferret to record for you all. For y'all! So it'd have to be on Monday. Well, I'll try and record it and get it done. If not, it'll just be next Sunday, and then it'll... Sunday will likely drop off as a day that has a video, unless I get some inspiration from somewhere. Unless I suddenly wake up in the morning and think, you know what, I will do a video today. But, so sorry, there's a little bit of backstory. I was half speaking that because I really want to win this battle, and I'm genuinely thinking about what to do. And my current thought is to shut down their archers, is to swamp them straight away. Is get to them as fast as we can, send in the arrow fodder, and just generally the fodder in first. Send in the units that are few and far between, so that basically we get them killed off. Go on, keep moving. Now, the Steam Autumn or Fall sale, if you're American and autumn is too much for you and you need your word to be exactly what it means. No offense, of course, just always thought it was rather funny that they adopted a very literal term for autumn. But Steam sale, I got some cracking games. I got 12 games in the end, actually. All for, I think, around 50, 60 quid, which isn't too bad. It's about a £5 a game when it evens out. Right, they're pretty much there. They're pretty much there. So, rush things. Now, if you play, there's a difficulty setting. I can't remember what it is, or how you get to it, but there is a way to play. I think it's realistic. If you go into the options menu, there's an option called realistic, maybe, something like that. And it basically stops you being able to pause the battle. Or it lets you pause the battle, but it turns off all your control when you pause the battle. And so, if you want to play even harder, you can. Right, what we do have, obviously, is vast numbers, and our generals are more than a match. In fact, our generals actually outclass Linden. The only unit that Linden has on the field that is completely better than anything we've got is this unit here. The Phalas Lords. will, of course, do a right number on us. They do a right number on us. So send in everything that we can. I'm going to try and flank round the back of these Lingdon Longspears and Telerius Swordmen that are grouped together here. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Go over there, then go over there. And you are going over there, then go over here, then go over here, then attack. And you're going there, then attack. Right. That's holding down the shift key if you wonder how to do that. So you can set a waypoint and then you can... Oh, no. And you can release it, but just doing another order. Although those Phallus Lords are going down, actually. Now, the beauty of the Orcs, of course, as we've discussed before, is their replaceability, their lack of importance. All of our units are replaceable. Very throwaway attitude, I know, but it is one, unfortunately, you have to adopt. Is that general not doing anything? Come on. I need you to go and support out here because those archers will shred us.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Oh, our sheer numbers. Oh, that's the officer for the Lingdon Longspears. I wondered why he looked like a Phallus Swordsman. I was like, Phallus Swordsman are stretched thin. Oh, we've ruined the Phallus. That's brilliant. To have a kill-death ratio in our favour at the moment is rare. Even with their lower numbers, I expected them to take 1-for-1 minimum. Absolute minimum. Although, actually, having said that, if we kill them all now, it will be 1-for-1. And we've still got another 60% of them to go. So they are going to do more than 1-for-1. This is going to be a real fight. You there. Come and support those Snagger because they're about to die. You're done. Get your men out of there. It's only Arbellis left. In go our horde of Snagger. General. Get yourself involved. How are we doing over here? The presence of the Dark Numenorians sways the battle to our favour.
Only half the enemy force remains.
More support there. Still waiting on Arbellison's death. Pull the fellas out, we don't really need them in there. Wow, yeah, look, we've got 2 generals in there, we don't need you in there either. Then you come out and swap out over here. Go to 6%, 80 to 70%. So the overall plan at the moment in my mind with YouTube is to drop off Sundays and continue on with the 5 campaigns that I've got going at the moment. But then when one of them ends, I will also then drop that off so that the campaigns would go down to 4 and return to having 1 day a week of something different. I probably am going to now stop doing... Oh, he died. I might turn away from doing like the odd video of this here, the odd video of this here, the odd video of this here, and instead turn that 5th slot to being a campaign of something that's just not Total War. Or like how we were doing with Age of Empires. So it wasn't necessarily a campaign, but it had like it was a continuous theme. So rather than doing here's one video of a random game that you're never going to see again, and then here's one video of a random game you're never going to see again, instead of that have like the same game and for a period of time, then the same game for a period of time. Much like as if it were a campaign, it just might not have one. And then when one of the 4 remaining Total War campaigns ends, I will replace that, yes, with Shogun 2. I may consider keeping the 4 DaC ones and replacing the 5th slot, the stainless steel, only with Shogun 2. But then that sacrifices the other. I want to have overall 5 videos a week, because I think that's more than enough. So it would be 3 DaC campaigns, Shogun, and then something else. And I think that's valid. But it'll be months before we get there. Absolutely months. As is often the way with Orc battles, no one really ever stands out, as I've seen so far. So the Angmar bodyguard's got 75, but that's only 20 ahead of their nearest counterpart. Oh, there's an 84 there from Orc Fellas, actually. Now, that is virtually unheard of. As we established in the last episode, the Orc Fellas are far from good. In fact, they're positively terrible. And what they bring to the battle is numbers and arrow fodder. Or Banta Pudu, to quote Jabba the Hutt. Occupy the settlement. Right, now, what are Linden going to do? That's the question. How are they going to react to losing this general and this town again? Oh, the turn times are just a total mystery. I'm going to stop. I might mention at the beginning of each one just to remind you that they're currently going slowly, but we're late enough into the campaigns now that it's not too much of an issue, so I'm not too concerned. Feel free to skip through them and miss the bits that I speak about here, but they'll probably just ping back to life at a random point. When I merge all the changes over to the other build, the one that I do all of the latest release work on, they'll probably spring back to life again. I just don't know. I don't get it. It baffles me entirely. Right. Well, actually, of course, no. Linden will have to wait one more turn to find out what they'll do because that was their turn, wasn't it? Can't really do anything there. Can we merge anyone? We can merge a few. Right. We'll take out and we'll leave the. Because if they die, they die. I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? Now we've got Scythian over there. Scythian. And we've got Captain Balamathor. Balamathor. Mythor means warrior. Bala. What does Bala mean? I'm not really sure. No. If it was Belamythor, then you could construe that to be great warrior from Beleg, which means great, and Mythor meaning warrior. But that would more than... If great warrior is... Great is describing the warrior, so it would likely go the other way around, and it would be lenited, so it would be Mythorveleg, or Mythoreleg, or Mytholeg. Anything on those... Anything of the above. But Balamythor, I'm not really sure. His name means something warrior. Anywho, right, so we've got some crisp decisions. Crisp decisions? Who uses those words? Oh, of course, because over here, in the heart of the northern Dunadine lands, we are about to discover a massive army that is about to knock on our doorstep.
No sleeping here!
I suggest we take these two villages in quick succession, destroy everything in Amun Sul. That'll keep them occupied in the south, and this army can continue pressing on in the north.
Kill them all!
Let's go for Giant Got. Oh, just some Dunadine Wardens. Oh, the general will be able to do that. Yes, please. In we go, man. Our hold on the north will be returned. Now, the Dunadine places of power are, if they hold Fornost and Numinas for a long time, they can turn them into quite substantial towns. Both Fornost and Numinas are as large as they're allowed to go in the mod at game start, so they're very easy to grow. Well, not grow population, but they're very easy to build up. So you've always got to be wary of that. And, of course, Fenestruinen, their capital, is also built up and ready to go. So you've got to take note of that. Now, I'm tempted not to use anyone other than the general, really. I don't want to use any of these because they've all got max numbers. Sorry, I do still cough when I do the videos, but owing to the crazy amount of people telling me how terrible a YouTuber I am because of how much I cough, I have taken to just turning off the microphone and accepting that that little click means that I'm probably hacking up my guts behind the microphone. But such is life. This is a hobby. And that's all I should say on the matter. Right, let's do it. We're just going to go straight in. You guys can just walk in. You don't really get a boost anyway. And you guys come in as well. Speed it up. Now, this is the Dunadine Warden unit. They are the Dunadine's early game anti-cav unit. Arguably also just a standard stock defensive unit as well, so you can't really underestimate them. But with the presence of our bodyguards and a pike unit getting their incredible advantages that they do, I feel confident that these two units will shred them. The pikemen will probably lose a lot of men. Or halberdiers, sorry, but they're essentially pikemen, they just have a slightly different animation. Alright, we are in. Now, the only thing I would like to change is,
very much
you
in
may
our
not
favour.
know, or you may
Victory
not
will
have
be
guessed,
ours.
but the Brie flag, take away that symbol in the middle, and that is the Brie flag. If you lightened it to a much brighter colour, and it has a few bits of delightful design around the edges. But this is the flag that I'm probably least satisfied with. And in fact, I will write that down, and I will look to change it, because it's very easy to change them. Very easy indeed. So, oh, that's not our general, is it? Ah, no, their captain's already gone down. Dragon Slayers for KD, City flag for Northadine. So I'll look to try and change that. Try and make it a bit more, I don't know, rangery, a bit less Arnor, which it currently kind of resembles, doesn't it? I mean, that's the symbol of Arnor. There's 7 stars with the crown. What's the loss rate at the minute? Not too bad, and I'm not too bothered about the general. He'll replenish. They have lost what? 30 odd men? I looked at the Rise of the Three Kingdoms mod, because in the stainless steel video I was talking about how I'm surprised Total War don't go into the China arena. And as I already knew in the episode, but then someone did comment anyway as well, there's a mod called Rise of the Three Kingdoms, and it's for Medieval 2, and it converts it to China.
They have lost half their men.
But and I've never played it, I've never seen it. But looking at some of the screenshots, I mean, it's an unfair cross-section, and I will say that before I go any further. The screenshots won't represent every single unit. Work has been going on the mod. I don't know if it's still continuing. It won a modding award in 2014, so I know definitely that it was going in 2014, and then therefore likely in 2015, because the modding awards were actually at the end of 2015. No, the modding awards for 2014 were this year, I think. Yeah, because they missed out a whole year. So it should still be at least being supported this year. But some of the images that I've seen from ModDB and from the Total War Center screenshot thread would suggest that the unit quality is particularly low. But it does seem to be that they've got custom settlements with what you imagine when you think of Chinese walls, with the gatehouses, with the curving slanted roofs and the quite imposing walls. I mean, they really can build big, thick, incredible walls. I mean, so can everyone, really, but the Chinese ones are just quite impressive. I mean, on that note, in Xi'an, where the terracotta warriors are, they have rebuilt the ancient wall in the city centre, or they've maintained it. And it's arguably an equally impressive attraction as the terracotta army was. The wall was incredible. And the city centre is actually entirely surrounded by the wall. It is a full square, 4x4 square. No cracks, no problems. The roads go through the key gatehouses at the northeast, west and southern points, and it's really impressive. Similarly, if you ever get the opportunity to go to China and you go to a place called DaTong, where there are some Buddhist, really ancient caves, that has a rebuilt city wall, but that one is entirely rebuilt. So I think the Xi'an one actually survived the Cultural Revolution of the 20th century. And they've just repaired it where it needed repairing. But the DaTong one, they've completely rebuilt. And it's incredible. It is amazing to look at. So you can't fault them on that. It's a shame that the rest of the city is basically a concrete high-rise. And is quite an eyesore, to be honest. But the city centre of the wall is amazing. Anyway, there we are. Back to the battle. We're winning, as you might imagine. We've lost 4% of our force. That's not bad at all. The enemy has 1 man left, and there he is. Let's speed that up as he dies. Down he goes. Oh, the vicious kill that's always slightly off, so he's actually attacking the ground slightly next to him, but manages to kill him anyway. And it's all over. There we are. What's the celebration these lads are going to go for? Oh, we didn't get to see. Do they have the knee one? Yeah, there he is. Thank you, Melkor. Thank you. 27 were killed, and oh look, they're almost bang on. There's only, what, 15 separating the kills? But the Angmar bodyguards did take it, but then they got the flanking bonus, so may not be as clear-cut as it first seemed. As it first appeared. And another town falls from the hands of the Dunadine. And that village is really a village, is the key thing to take away there. Right, so this northern Arthedain is Fornost. We now border Fornost. Fornost is there. And Anuminas is there. So, we're close to their heartlands. Now, there's Fuerost up here. Sorry, excuse me. And, of course, there's Barketta in the hills of Evendim. And that's it, isn't it? Or isn't there? Where's Bari Donionach? Or maybe North Arthedain is Bari Donionach. Northern Downs. No, that's Amun Sul. I'm not too sure. But this cavalry unit is pretty dead, so why don't you go and do some more scouting for us? Oh, there's a general in Athelin alone and wanting to be captured. Ah, Akendau got another trait. Well done. Malgor got a human flesh trait. Right, before we take on Amun Sul, let's as well, actually, yeah. Quite. Yes, what? Linden. Now, the best way to strike a crippling blow against Linden would be to take Mithlond. But Círdan has Mithlond nobles, and we'll need to really outnumber them to take him down. Really outnumber them. That's still coming along. Don't really need a Warg breeder from there. For Hamgathol, can you train anything else? Send it down to the front. Well, one unit of Snagga. It's not all that great, but I'll take it.
Objective complete. Orcs, pick your feet up.
I'll take those fellas as well if it's okay. I always think they're such a strange name. Fellas. I don't know if it's used elsewhere in the world, but in England, fellas means men, a group of men. Like, you're right, fellas. No, like, and you say like, "Come on, fellas." But it's obviously it's a like mutated version of the word fellows, and it becomes fellas. So just F-E-L-L-A-S. That's how you say it. And it's used every day. It's used every day. It's like another word for lads or guys or like boys or something. Like when you're referring to a group of men, you might say, "You're right, fellas." So to hear it with the orcs every time, I always think of them as them being cockneys, proper gazers, like bowling around talking about all their women and things like that. Because that's obviously what lads do. They have 3 conversation topics: football, sexual intercourse, and beating each other up, or the shenanigans that they get into when they're drunk. Those are their 3 key topics. The last 2 form the same. And so I was just imagine the orcs talking about the same things. Right, now, I'm so split. What do we do with this army? Now, we could move north and finally take like the Picranta region and Fueros back. But we need to also try and defend the things that we've just taken. And this army in the south won't beat that ranger army we saw.
Pick your feet up.
Oh, but that is too pretty a prize not to go for. Although Amun Sul does get a garrison, I think. Oh my word, that's all they've got. 1 unit of local militia. And then their garrison units. Right, let's do it. Battle Angmar. And we'll have to... what we do for the next turns is going to have to be next week's problem. Someone asked that I start explaining the loading screens, by the way. And so, to the best of my ability, I will do that. Possibly not, obviously now, we're coming to the end of this episode, but I will do my utmost to explain to you what each thing you are seeing is.
Stay alert.
Right. Right. Amun Sul. Watchtower of, again, has the odd little problem whereby when it's snowy, every single building texture turns bright white. But you can clearly see that it isn't a bug because there are etched outlines and there are the stonework still has stonework. When you know that it's an actual bug, is they tend to go all grey or all black, and they have no textures at all. There's no discernible markings on their face. Right, what are we going to do to win this? Now, the units we're going up against aren't that great, but we want to minimalise our casualties. maximize our destructive potential. We don't get any charge bonuses, so our 3 units of cav can just stay out of it. But owing to how strong the pikes were last time, we'll go up with the pikes. We'll keep the Khandum in reserve, and we'll take the general as well. So, the enemy's going to sit over there. Right, we might be able to sneakily get the enemy to come to us. I wonder if you can walk around the edge. Oh, you totally can. Don't play this game with me, men of Ruda. Alright, we're zoomed in as we can. Local militia, of course, look exactly the same as their garrison counterparts. So... but that one is the general, because there he is. The others don't even... oh, of course, because garrison units we didn't give officers or flags to, because sometimes they're shared between factions. So it just wouldn't make sense. Alrighty, men. Keep climbing up that hill there. Now, Rudower Axemen are, if we pause it, have a look. They get to throw a good missile attack of 11. And they follow that up with passable stats of a 6 attack and an 11 defense, which is not too shabby. If we look at our enemy here, they have a 5 attack and 11 defense. So this battle we will win completely. The trick here, as usual, is going to be to not lose many people. Oh, this is also showing off what someone has spoken about, in that pike units, when they're in the pike wall formation, walk much faster than everyone else. But they don't walk as fast as if they were running. But they do walk faster than everyone else, just normal walking. Move further out. Or, you know, completely ignore that order. Belay that! Just go where you like, lads. Now, Ruda Axemen, it is javelins, isn't it? Or do they actually throw axes? No, it is javelins. I thought it was. The only axe throwers are the dwarven axe throwers. Now, you can't get through there, but they can get through there. So if we walk them right round. Why are you exhausted? You only walked up a hill. Calm down. Turn your javelins on anyone you want.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Ah, lovely attack. 200 of them. That cut down immediately an 1/8 of their army. Well done. Right, we can rely on these guys to survive, because it's what they do. And they should do very, very well against the enemy. And then we can also get some solid kills with the flanking attack, while our javelin men still pick off targets where they can. Now, this army, if it is besieged by that army we saw roaming around east-western Rudower, it will be killed by that army. But if we can cripple that army as much as possible, it will release money, we can rebuild our army very quickly from our homeland and ship it back down here again as fast as we can. We've so far lost 2%. Those Dunadine volunteers are going down. As are those. Now, we want these two to be ready for when the... Don't get involved in the melee, you daft buggers. Don't worry, throw them again. You can take it. Good throwing, good throwing. Now, swoop round. Probably are killing quite a few of our own. Oh dear, didn't realise they'd done. surround those. Speed it up as they all get involved.
Only half the enemy force remains.
You can sit out, you're done, you're done. We've got more than enough of what we've got left here. Now they will fight to the death here because they're at the square, which is a shame. There they are, kill them, kill them. Good, good. Now Amun Sul was given a garrison because it's always a village. It's really easy to attack, and it can very quickly get caught off guard. And it's the Northern Dunadine's like key recruitment center. And in many cases, if the Northern Dunadine lose Amun Sul, they tend to do very poorly. So it was given a garrison for the AI, but I don't think humans get a garrison here. We took it away for humans because it's too much of an advantage. Although I don't know if we did. I think I might have given it to humans as well, because Amun Sul is so key, and the Northern Dunadine have so few places that do get the garrison script that it felt okay to give them one more. Don't attack, charge through them, and then you get more people involved. Right, so it comes down to this. There are 87 of them. We'll speed it up. We're just killing them off. Total, we've lost about 10%, and they will lose 100%. I'm happy with... Oh, and the captain's gone down. Good,
Our
good,
men
good.
have taken control of the city.
And the last man to go down falls. 186 in the end were killed. 104 from the halberdiers. Oh dear. That is an awful lot. 86 from the others. So the two halberdiers took the real brunt, but they killed more than anyone else. They killed almost more than those two put together. Angmar bodyguards only got 101. So they paid dearly, but they killed many. So but that will also end that episode there, actually. So, as I say, future me will have to worry about what the Northern Dunadine do now. But what we can do is totally ruin their infrastructure here, because this village... force them to have to rebuild all of this. Because it never grows. Amun Sul never grows, so if we take it back, but we can barely use it. Is the problem. You'll only ever get, everyone else will only ever get the units you get from farms here. So for us, it's strategically, it's a joke.
Ready.
Oh, and I don't have a diplomat, because that would be a prime place to sell. Like if you sold that to Bree, for example, who at the moment aren't really a problem for us, they're probably dealing with Dunland, it will mean that it stays in their control, because it's right next to Bree. They'll be able to reinforce it straight away. And the Northern Dunadine won't ever get it back, because they can't attack Bree. So that would have been my first choice. But I think I will keep the army there for a turn, because that guy is at least one turn away, and they might siege it straight away. So, and then we've got to worry about what to do with Goberdrine. Do we go north? Do we go west? Do we go south? Do we stay where we are? And of course, how on earth do we keep pressing against the elves, despite the fact that we take severe losses in every engagement? Can't even use Rivers to our advantage. We've only got 2 units of archers. It's going to be a tricky one. That is training, so we shall see. But that will all be in next week's Angmar episode. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. And until we speak again, dearest friends, Navar and Naden Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.